Have you ever had that problem with your toilet where it just keeps running and you take the lid off and you have to jiggle the handle and it just won't stop? Well, I'm here at Nixon Seed & Hardware with Danny Sims, a plumber. How do I fix this and what is going on when that happens?
Well, typically it can be a couple of things. The flow control valve is not seating, so it's not shutting off, and so it's constantly running. Or there's a flapper in the bottom of the toilet. And when you lift your handle, it actually lifts that flapper up to allow the water to go into the bowl. And what we see a lot of times with the flappers is you've got 2.5 gallons of water sitting on top of that flapper. So it's trying to push that flapper through the hole. And so it wafers the outside edges of it because it's always got this weight on it. And so the water seeps in underneath this wafering, which empties the bowl, which makes it flush again. So that's where you hear that water running or see the water in the bowl running. And it's an easy fix.
Something I can do myself?
Really no tools on the flapper. Now to change the flow control out, you've got to have pair channel locks, but other than that, it's pretty simple to fix. Okay, as we were speaking earlier about the flapper. The flapper, as you can see, is in the center of the toilet there. When you raise the handle, the water goes out of the tank into the bowl. That's what makes it flush. The leaking problem that we were talking about is when it folds up like this, the water seeps through it.
And once it does that, there's no going back?
Now, it's just time to throw it away and buy a new one.
Okay.
So if you want to lift that tab there, you can see.
That looks like it's pretty simple
Pretty
to get
simple
off.
fix.
Yeah.
Yep, they're just rubber. Some of them are hard plastic and they just click on, but most of them are the rubber.
You just don't want to break that little tab there, huh? But it goes on and off pretty easily.
I will mention this too. This comes in red and black. The black is basically for a well system. The red is basically if you live in town, and the reason is this is chlorine resistant. Where the black one's not. So with the chlorine that's added to the water in the set of utilities, you have to have something that's going to withstand it. The black ones will soften up.
Good to know.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Now the Overflow, as you see, that's different than the one we originally looked at. This one has a ball float, where this one's float is internal. So it still hooks up the same. Your overflow tube goes in, adjusts a little bit different.
So that just slides off?
That slides off and clicks back on right here on this one. Underneath, where this goes through the tank, your water line screws on. So you'll turn the water off and undo the water. And then there's a nut here that you'll take loose, and then this will just lift out. And your new one will go right back in the same way. Now, like we talked, you got to get the water out.
Another good piece of advice right there.
Yeah, if not, you're going to have water everywhere.
How do you do that, though?
So the first thing is shut your water off.
Okay.
Lift the handle and then empty as much of the water as you can.
It'll drain down to here?
It'll drain down, and it'll drain down to that point, yes. So you can either put towels in there to absorb what's left, or take a shop vac and suck out what's left. This is a chemical that you can put in that coagulates the water. It kind of turns it to jello.
Oh, and then you just pick it up.
So you just pick it up, exactly. And it's not an expensive deal. It's like $3.
Okay.
But the easiest thing most people do is they just throw a towel in there to absorb the water and go on. But it's a pretty easy fix.
Well, thanks, Danny. Those are both really easy fixes, things that I could even do myself. Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and check out the other videos we have.